Stop looking at your 401k. Seriously, right now. Stop opening that app. You checked it this morning when the market was down. You checked it at lunch when it was flat. You're about to check it again before bed, hoping for a miracle. Here is the truth they don't put in the pretty Instagram infographics. You are not suffering because you aren't trying hard enough. You are suffering because you are playing a game where the rules changed and no one handed you the new playbook. We are living through what I call the Great Unwind. For the last 15 years, we were told that money was free, that the market only goes up, that you could buy a house, wait 2 years, and flip it for a Lamborghini. We got addicted to the dopamine hit of stimulus checks and Robinhood spikes. We started measuring wealth by the number on the screen, not the security in our soul. But 2024 and 2025 have brought us back to reality with a brutal hangover. Inflation isn't transitory. Your rent is up 30% since 2020. The American dream now comes with a subscription fee, and you feel it. You feel it in the pit of your stomach when you swipe your credit card for groceries. You feel it when you realize your side hustle is just keeping you from sleeping, not getting you ahead. We have been sold a narrative that if you are exhausted, you are winning. Grind culture told us that 4 a.m. wake-up calls and 3 jobs were badges of honor. But look around, the guy working 80 hours a week is usually not the guy keeping the profits. He's the guy making the profits for someone else. There is a massive difference between action and motion. Motion is scrolling through TikTok looking for the next crypto coin. Motion is reorganizing your budget app for the 5th time. Motion is watching videos just like this one without taking notes. Action is uncomfortable. Action is doing the math on how much you actually spend. Action is canceling the memberships you don't use. Action is having the difficult conversation with your spouse about why you're $20,000 in credit card debt. We are living in the most financially complex time in American history. The old rules, go to college, get a good job, retire at 65, were written for a world that no longer exists. That world died when pensions died and were replaced by 401ks, shifting the entire risk of retirement from the corporation to you. Let me tell you a story about 2 Americans. Both are 30 years old. Both make $75,000 a year. The first one gets a raise to $90,000. What does he do? He leases a BMW. He upgrades to the apartment with the concierge. He buys the $9 IPAs at the bar because he deserves it. 6 months later, he is still living paycheck to paycheck, but now he's doing it in a nicer car. The second one gets the same raise. She keeps living in the same apartment. She keeps driving the Honda. She takes that extra $800 a month and throws it into a boring S&P 500 index fund. 10 years from now, the first guy is trapped. He can't leave his job because he needs the payment on the BMW. He is a slave to the lifestyle he built to impress people he doesn't even like. The second woman? She has options. She has a suck you fund. She can leave a bad boss. She can take a lower paying job she actually loves. She can start a business. Lifestyle creep is the silent killer of the American middle class. We think money solves problems. It doesn't. Money just amplifies who you already are. If you are reckless with $1,000, you will be reckless with $1 million. I know what you're thinking. That's great advice from 1995, but my rent is $2,500 and eggs are $7. You are right. The math is harder now. Inflation isn't just a number on the news. Inflation is the anxiety you feel when you check your bank account on a Tuesday for no reason. Inflation is the reason you haven't gone on a vacation in 2 years. But here is the hard truth we need to swallow. Inflation is not going back to 2%, not in the way we remember. We have deglobalized the supply chain. We have printed trillions of dollars. The price of labor is going up. So what do? Do we curl up into a ball and cry? Do we blame the president? Do we blame the corporations? We can blame all day. Blame doesn't pay the light bill. We have to shift from an inflation victim mindset to an inflation fighter mindset. The inflation fighter understands that cash is trash. If you have $10,000 sitting in a checking account earning 0.01% interest, you are losing $700 a year in purchasing power. You are literally getting poorer while you sleep. The inflation fighter stops trying to save their way to wealth. You cannot save your way to millions. You have to earn, invest, and own. The rich stay rich during inflation because they own things. They own companies, they own real estate, they own intellectual property. When the government prints money, the value of the dollar goes down, but the value of the things you own goes up. The middle class saves. The upper class owns. Now, I'm not telling you to go buy a rental property tomorrow if you have $5,000 in credit card debt. That would be stupid. But I am telling you that your goal, your North Star, must be to convert your labor into assets. This is the death of the side hustle culture and the birth of the asset acquisition culture. Stop driving for Uber if it's wearing out your car and paying you minimum wage after expenses. That's just trading your car's life for cash. That's not an asset. Start looking at skills that build equity. Can you learn to code? That skill is an asset. Can you start a blog or a YouTube channel? That content is an asset. Can you buy a duplex, live in one side, and rent the other? That house is an asset. Look, I know this is heavy. I know you are tired. We live in a time of loud budgeting. It's trendy now to say, I'm not going to brunch because I'm saving for a house. But deep down, it hurts. It hurts to say no. It hurts to watch your friends go on trips while you stay home. I want to tell you something my grandfather told me. He wasn't a rich man. He worked in a factory for 40 years. He retired with a small pension and a paid-off house. He wasn't a millionaire. He said money isn't about being happy. Money is about not being scared. That stuck with me. The goal of this journey isn't to have a yacht. The goal is to stop being scared. Scared of the rent increase, scared of the medical bill, scared of the layoff. When you have $1,000 in savings, you are scared of a flat tire. When you have $10,000 in savings, you are scared of a job loss. When you have $100,000 invested, you start to realize you're going to be okay. The goal is to build a life so financially stable that stress doesn't live in your house anymore. So, enough philosophy. Let's get tactical. If you are stuck right now, here is the 5-step plan to start the great unwind in your own life. Step 1. The 2 4-hour rule on purchases. If it's over $100, you do not buy it today. You wait 24 hours. 90% of the things you need today, you won't even remember tomorrow. This kills impulse spending. Step 2. Audit the subscriptions. Go to your bank account right now, scroll through the last 3 months, find every single recurring charge. Netflix, Hulu, ESPN Plus, the gym you don't go to, the Audible credit you didn't use. Cancel everything that isn't essential. That's $100 to $200 a month. You just gave yourself a raise. Step 3. The high-interest debt assault. If you have credit card debt at 22% interest, nothing else matters until that is gone. That debt is an anchor. Sell the stuff you don't need, work the weekend. Do whatever it takes. Being debt-free is the new rich. It is the only way to build momentum. Step 4. Automate the investment. You cannot trust yourself to save what's left at the end of the month. There will never be anything left. You have to pay yourself first. Set up an automatic transfer of $50 or $100 to your investment account the day you get paid. Treat it like a bill. Your future self will thank you. Step 5. Increase your income strategically. Instead of a second job that burns you out, look for one skill you can add to your current job that makes you invaluable. Ask for that promotion. Update your resume. The biggest wealth-building tool you have is your earning potential. America has always been the land of the comeback. We are a nation of people who fail, get up, dust off, and go again. The market crashes, and then it rallies. Companies go bankrupt, and new ones are born. This moment, right now, this feeling of being squeezed is not the end of your story. It is the difficult middle. The people who win in the next 10 years are not the ones with the highest IQs. They're the ones with the highest emotional intelligence, the ones who can delay gratification, the ones who can say no to the shiny object today so they can say yes to freedom tomorrow. You have been given a gift, a wake-up call. The party is over, the easy money is gone. Now it's time for the real work, the boring work, the consistent work. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about getting free slow. Go look in the mirror. That person looking back at you is the only one who can save you. Not the government, not your boss, not some crypto influencer. You have the power to unwind the stress. You have the power to take control. You have the power to stop being a victim of the economy and start being the architect of your own life. Start today, start now, turn off the screen, open the spreadsheet, make the change,